Hey lifers, welcome back to the channel. This is Jay in the Life. I'm Jay, and I am so excited. There's a new episode of Demi Lovato's documentary. There is so much Demi Lovato content out right now. Her album dropped. There's a new Dancing with the Devil music video. I'm gonna get to all of that, but I want to start with the new episode of the documentary. I was gonna react to it the day it came out, and my camera died, like the battery died. It was messed up. So I didn't have a camera, and I was like, what do I do? I can't record myself. What do I do with my life? I didn't know. But yeah, so we're back up and running. So exciting. Also, I want to thank some of the patrons that signed up for my Patreon. Kathy Sprodlin. I'm probably gonna mispronounce his name. I'm so sorry. Kathy Sprodlin, Haley Gutrich, Susan Deans, and Danielle Laura Jones. Thank you all for signing up. I am so excited to keep on posting stuff up there. All of the unedited, this video unedited is gonna go there. So much fun episodes called Reclaiming Power, episode 3. I'm so excited. Remember, if you like me, like this channel, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what else to react to by Demi Lovato. Well, my next one after this will be her music video and then her full album. So excited. And check out the Patreon if you want the full unedited version of this. All right, let's get right into it.
Serious repercussions for the people closest to me.
Demi's on the news, and also I'm passing through the news. There's all this stuff about like me being in photos next to her when she was having a hard time. I got like death threats. People showed up at my apartment to like threaten my life.
Wow.
That was really challenging for her. It was challenging for anybody that stuck by my side through that period.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. People react to tragedies very weirdly, and you never know how people are going to react. So yeah, I mean, people just get angry sometimes and they don't know why. It's wild.
Are you ready for this?
I think so.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
clear your name.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of saying anything.
It was having to relive it.
What?
Having to go back in my phone and, you know, look at the screenshots from her fans just telling me to die and kill myself.
Wow.
And I would say like maybe 4,000 to 5,000 a day.
She was a part
Holy
of...
shit. Yeah, I mean, that can mess with you. Get it, like 4,000 to 5,000 a day comments of people telling you like, I hate you. And, like, that's wild. I can't even handle one negative comment. I'm kidding.
It was awful to see what happened to Danny after people thinking she had something to do with that night. My fans are amazing. They're very passionate, but they're a little out of line sometimes.
They were like, how on earth are you the girl that gets blamed for this? And it was laughable for a day or two, not thinking that it would stick.
Yeah, I mean, people, they always need to blame someone. And it's like, unfortunately, like, I love Demi Lovato. She's one of my favorite artists, people of all time. But you have to blame the addict. It's their fault. Yes. I mean, there's a lot of things. I remember when I was using, I feel like probably a lot of people in my life, my family and stuff, would want to blame my friends and the people that introduced me to the stuff. And at the end of the day, I was like, no, it was me. It was my decision. Like, it was like no one else should get the blame for it but me. So.
And then once it continued to stick for days, weeks, months, a year, it was the hardest thing I've ever.
Yes, we can definitely blame the guy who like laced her shit and raped her. Like, that's fucked up. But the choice of her choosing to relapse is not anyone else's but hers.
I had to deal with my whole life. When everything started to unfold, I was in the hospital with her, watching, just looking at her laying there. I just wanted her to live. It's gonna be fine, and then it wasn't. I lost all my teaching jobs. No one wanted to bring their kid to a apparent heroin dealer teacher.
What?
I lost any artists that I was working with. They didn't want to deal with the drama. I would go to studios. I would have like TMZ following me to the studio. I had to rethink my whole future. All because of someone else's decision. And that was terrifying.
I feel terrible that it's taken this long to get her story out.
Wild.
It's taken me a while to come to terms and process with that night of what happened and be ready to talk about it. I get why after the OD I was so focused on myself, but unfortunately it took me too long to realize how my choices affected the people I really care about who had stuck by me. I'm just glad that she got the chance.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you don't think about when you're using because addiction is a very selfish thing. It's very not even you mean to be, but not even meaning to be, but it just is. Like you're thinking about getting your next high. Even when you're clean, it's all about your sobriety and what you need to do for yourself, which is good, but it is a selfish disorder, and and a lot of addicts don't really think of the repercussions of the people around them. And that's why there's a step in the 12 steps of making amends and stuff, which I'm sure she's done. Oh, she talked about it on Rogan, actually, which is such a good episode. Watch her Rogan episode.
Today and clear her name because she wasn't involved in all of that.
This song slaps. I like that they stayed friends, though. I mean, because a lot of people would be mad, be like, you just ruined my life. So I'm glad that they stayed friends through it.
Why is Glenn Nordlinger so important in your life?
Oh, God. That's another one. It's just never left me.
And he was there from the start. He was there before me.
Yeah, he was there since I was 15.
During the 2018 tour, she was in a very bad way. These are stressful days where you went to bed at night with your phone ringer on loud. I would get daily updates from Max, and we were starting to formulate a plan of how to help her when the OD happened.
Wow.
Glenn was just...
The first time I met her, we were sitting in a room, and she was saying that she didn't want to be there. And I said, how old are you? And she told me how old she was, and said, who's paying for you to be here right now? And she just looked around. She's like, I am. I'm like, well, then you don't have to be here. Like, you can go.
That is so interesting, because if you think about it, yeah, that's because she grew up as a child star. So she kind of, I guess, wasn't really in control. Yeah, she was making the money and stuff as a star, but she probably had a lot of people, business people, parents, everything, kind of making decisions for her, and it probably just stuck like that. And then, so now that she's an adult, she probably did just forget, and someone had to literally say, you realize you can just leave. And she's like, shit, I can't. She must have been a weird realization to be like, I am actually in control now. Yeah.
What do you want to do? She said, I love music. I want to get back into it, but I want new management.
I got reached out to by her business manager after.
All right. So isn't this the guy that fucked over Taylor Swift? I'm just Scooter Braun. I'm pretty sure that's isn't that something that happened like that? I really haven't got into the whole story.
The overdose. He told me she was the only person she wanted to meet with was us. And once she started talking and pouring out her heart and soul, we realized that absolutely we need to manage her. She didn't need a manager. She needed a friend. She needed someone who knew what to do, but also didn't need her to work.
Why was it so important to you to land Scooter as a manager?
So maybe this is why I've gotten some, very little, but backlash, not really backlash, but I've gotten some Swifties not liking me reacting to Demi Lovato. Maybe this is one element of that, that she worked with Scooter Braun. Yeah, I don't know.
At that moment in time,
I am an artist who just overdosed on heroin. I'm kind of a liability. I don't know if people are gonna wanna work with me. I wish I could say the last night that I ever touched heroin was the night of my overdose, but it wasn't.
she called
Happens
and
a
said,
lot.
hey, I've relapsed and I need help.
It was the same guy, I think, and Syra and I were not thrilled about that.
I mean, not a lot of people just get clean and stay clean. Relapses are so common, and it happens. It's it's not always just like a steady uphill battle. It can be rocky.
Her decision to meet with that dude again, when people are in the throes of addiction, nothing shocks me.
The night that I came back from that retreat, I called him. I wanted to rewrite his choice of violating me. I wanted it now to be my choice. And he also had something that I wanted, which were drugs. I was like mortified at my decisions.
Anytime that it's this, like, how could you do this? It's coming from a place of, oh, I want this person to be okay. How could you do this again? How could you put yourself in this position? As opposed to, oh my gosh, you must have been in so much pain to put yourself in that position again.
Yeah.
I called him back and I said, no, I'm gonna you. And
yeah,
it didn't fix anything. It didn't take anything away. It just made me feel worse. But that, for some reason, was my way of taking the power back.
I love how honest she's being, because it's so true. I mean, addiction doesn't make sense. It's like you literally have two parts of your brain. You have your logical brain, you have your like disordered brain, and they're battling constantly, and sometimes the disordered brain wins.
I know that sexual trauma has been the hardest part for you to talk about. Was there a specific reason that you didn't come forward sooner?
And yeah, that's wild to think about. She didn't want to feel violent. She wanted to try to take back the violation and do it on her terms. I mean, I guess a part of me can understand that. But it's also obviously not the healthiest choice to do.
Honestly, ever since I watched Rihanna and her pictures get leaked after the Chris Brown incident, I was very uncomfortable with even more of my story playing out in the press, and then also people maybe not believing me. But when I was a teenager, I was in a very similar situation. I lost my virginity in a rape. I called that person back a month later and tried to make it right by being in control. And all it did was just make me feel worse.
You never know how people are going to deal with trauma, and her trying to take control back, because that's a lot of what eating disorders is too and stuff, is trying to be in control. And I mean being raped or sexually assaulted must be the most feeling of out of control and helplessness there is. So I understand her trying anything desperately to get her control back.
Both times were textbook trauma reenactments, and I really beat myself up for years, which is also why I had a really hard time coming to terms with the fact that it was a rape when it happened. We were hooking up, but I said, hey, this is not going any farther. I'm a virgin and I don't want to lose it this way. And that didn't matter to them. They did it anyways. And then I had to see this person all the time.
Oh my God.
And so I stopped eating. And
yeah, see, she stopped eating. It's a form of control. That is so traumatic. I mean, happening at such a young age too, like, it's wild. Yeah, and she stopped eating because she lost her control, and she's trying to reclaim her power. The name of this episode. This is wild.
And you know what? It. I'm just gonna say it. My Me Too story is me telling somebody that someone did this to me, and they never got in trouble for it. They never got taken out of the movie they were in. But I've just kept it quiet because I've always had something to say, and it's like, I don't know, I'm tired of opening my mouth, so there's the tea.
I mean, I understand it too. A lot of people are saying, like, why don't they just come forward after something? And it's like, a lot of times people, it's probably not the best way to deal with it, but they just want to put it away, put it in their past, and not just dwell on it. And I mean, it's like such a trauma that you can't blame someone for how they react to a trauma. You never know how it's going to be. So I really understand her just being like, you know what? I just didn't want to talk about it. That's it. Like, I mean, Makes so much sense to me.
I was in negotiations. I met with him and I said, hey, look, I need to come clean about some stuff.
You know, Demi, I knew she had her ups and downs, but after the overdose and the speech that she gave me and the things that she said, I thought there was no chance of a relapse. 2 weeks in, she tells me that she relapsed.
I was expecting him to say, I'm leaving. Like, I'm not signing you, I'm sorry. But instead, he was like, I'm afraid that you are going to end up in the wrong hands. I'm here to support you and I want to help you through this, not punish you.
Demi made the decision to go sober when she was 18. That was really kind of the ultimatum that her team gave her, is get sober, otherwise we won't be working with you.
And that's never gonna work. You can't get sober if you're not doing it for yourself. It will never work. It won't. I tried for so many times until I was actually ready and willing to do it myself, for myself. That was the only way it worked.
I never want to say that the control placed on me was entirely wrong. Some of it came from a place of love.
Do you ever think about giving up on her?
No. That's never crossed my mind.
No. Did I want to bash her head in with the brick? Yes. That's the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. I've thought about giving up. There have been a couple times where I thought, if that's how she wants to go out, then God damn it, let her go out that way. But I don't think you truly ever really give up on someone like that.
You're dealing with addiction. It's not something that just gets cured one day.
No.
Like, it's a constant battle. You're in it with somebody. So when she said it to me and I saw how scared she was, it was just a very real, easy answer. As long as you tell me the truth.
Watching this documentary gets me so emotional. Like, it's just it's so wild. Like, so relatable.
Through it.
All right, how do I fix this? How do I get back to doing what I love, which is making music?
Demi is an honest songwriter.
Yeah.
A lot of people are nervous about telling everything. Demi thrives on using her music in a cathartic way.
I feel like with anyone, I knew that was the song that I wanted to release coming out of all of this, because I thought, if I ever make it back to the stage, I just got chills thinking about her performance. I want to sing this song.
Yes, that 2020 Grammys performance was wild. And her dress. The way that she had to like restart. It's like this is such an icon. I feel like it's gonna be such an iconic moment for the Grammys. Oh, she's so stunning. This performance is so intense.
When I listened to the lyrics, I definitely thought it was foreshadowing my overdose. I recorded it days before, and the lyrics were everything that I was feeling, you know, in the hospital.
So fucking powerful.
We forget that she is legitimately like the most incredible singer.
Yeah.
The fact that she's given her voice a rest for the last 2 years.
Her voice is just like...
It really is. Yeah, that performance was wild. Like, it's so good. Holy shit, I never saw this.
Just like Grammys, like, bam, one of the best performances of the Grammys of all time.
Literally.
She's crying at the beginning, she's got to start over, standing ovation, we're losing our minds. No, she's not done yet. National anthem, one of the best ever, losing her mind, drop dead gorgeous, perfect, new single, album's coming out.
Yeah, so true.
I did meet this guy.
There's a guy?
And, I can't imagine quarantine without him. So,
okay, we're gonna be quarantining with my daughter's boyfriend. I'd never even met him.
Oh my God, I just invited somebody that I don't really know that well to stay with my family. It wasn't the most responsible thing I've ever done.
Oh, can't wait to get into that. That was so good. Wow. Okay. Biggest takeaways from that episode was her talking about her sexual trauma was so powerful. I love how honest and open she is about it. Wow, and so good. Also, the Scooter Braun thing, I feel like Swifties are gonna be a little mad that they were kind of painting him to be a nice guy because they don't like, I don't think they're gonna like that narrative at all. But yeah, God, it's so good. I just love how open and honest, and I cannot wait for the next episode. I know it's gonna be the final one, but it's just so good. I mean, she is just amazing powerhouse of a person, and I am in love with her. All right, now I gotta go record my reaction to her new music video, so I'll let you guys go. Until next time, it's been a Jay in the Life. Bye.